illnesses of social media is a young kid, 25 years old, interacting with you or me in real life, even independent of knowing our resumes, is going to give us a certain kind of deference because of the age difference. There's a certain kinds of things that happen, and there will be emotional tone to the conversation in such a way that they will never act like they tend to on Twitter. The emotional tones on Twitter are completely missing these things that they naturally instinctively do. And Facebook tried to put these in. You can pick from 8 different emotions. Big tech folks know that there needs to be greater ability to emotionally signal to one another. Why it doesn't work as well as it should is because the normal emotional channels that we naturally communicate with, and it's our main language. We choose our words to pack in lots of emotional content. We now have memes and GIFs that can really pack, the GIFs that we do, the animated GIFs, if you think about it, they're all emotions. Between memes, which are usually very emotional, and GIFs, this is a really modern way of trying to pack in the emotionality. So over time, culture is sort of evolving, technology is evolving, better ways of packaging the kinds of emotional signals that we do, which regulate these kinds of power differences and reputation differences.
The thing about emotions, about the way faces and bodies express or convey emotion is subliminal.
It's important not just because that's the channel by which we really communicate, but it's also important because the reason that social networks work is because they are reputation networks. It's by virtue of the arguments over time. And so if I make an argument and I make it very flat, I say proposition P could be true, but I'm not particularly confident, but I'm just putting this out. Hey, let's have a conversation. If it turns out false, I'm probably not going to lose any reputation over it because I didn't hype it up. But instead, I say proposition P is true. And do you know who I am? You have any idea who I am? Right now, it turns out I'm wrong. I've shoved all of these chips, pride, because I've not only said P, proposition P, but I pushed in all of this saying, I'm so great, like I really am so confident. And it turns out that I'm wrong, I lose a lot of chips. If I instead say, Ron Coleman, you're wrong, you completely have no freaking idea what you're talking about, right? Now, if it turns out I'm wrong too, I've also done a kind of disdain for you. What emotional expressions do is the poker game that is constantly being played in the social media.